What makes morals and dogma so infamous?
Well, I'll tell you why specifically. He mentions, and he talks very symbolically and figuratively in the book. And a lot of people who are against Freemasonry focus on really one specific passage in this book. The little cherry picking statement that they take out to try to be against Freemasonry. In my version, it's on page 321 under the Grand Pontiff section. And the sentence just prior to him talking about Lucifer is this: the apocalypse is, to those who receive the 19th degree, the apotheosis, the highest point of that sublime faith which aspires to God alone and despises all the pomps and works of Lucifer. Then he goes into the next sentence, which most of the anti-Masons pull out, and says, Lucifer, the light bearer.
Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma isn't a book. It's not even a manifesto. It's a key to a different reality, to a mindset that only a handful were ever meant to understand. For over a century, this 900-page brick of esoteric philosophy was handed out only to 32nd and 33rd degree Freemasons. No outsiders, no explanation, just the book and silence. So why all the secrecy? Why would a general, poet, and high-ranking Mason dedicate his life to compiling ancient knowledge into one mystifying tome? Because Pike didn't just want to write about wisdom, he wanted to preserve power in a way that only the initiated would recognize. Who was this book really for? Morals and Dogma wasn't meant to be read casually. It's not bedtime reading. It's dense, cryptic, infuriating at times. But to those who know what to look for, it's a manual for mind control, spiritual elevation, and elite strategy. Pike gave it only to Masons who reached the top of the Scottish Rite. Why? Because the lower degrees, the public-facing stuff, were just theater. The real teachings, they start after degree 30, and that's when Morals and Dogma lands in your hands, like a test, like a warning, or maybe a mirror. The Hidden Philosophy. The book blends teachings from Hermeticism, Gnosticism, Zoroastrianism, Kabbalah, Egyptian mythology, and yes, Luciferian symbolism. Pike believed that truth was layered, like an onion. Each layer hid deeper meaning beneath allegory, symbol, and metaphor. And here's the kicker. He tells you that the surface is a lie. He literally writes that the public rituals of Masonry are there to mislead those not ready for the truth. Let that sink in. He admits, openly, that Masonry is a deception until you reach enlightenment. That's pure Law 3 from 48 Laws of Power. Conceal your intentions. Pike's Lucifer quote. Let's talk about the quote that sent conspiracy theorists into overdrive. Lucifer, the light bearer. Strange and mysterious name to give to the spirit of darkness. Lucifer, the son of the morning. Is it he who bears the light? People screamed, Satanism, Luciferian cult. But Pike never says Lucifer is the devil. He's referencing Lucifer as a symbol of enlightenment, rebellion, and secret knowledge. This is Gnostic influence. Lucifer, Prometheus, bringer of fire, bringer of light, not evil, but forbidden. And that's the entire point. Power doesn't come from playing by the rules. It comes from breaking them intelligently. The twin pillars, light and darkness. Pike says true wisdom comes from mastering duality, not rejecting evil, but understanding it, not worshiping good,
Symbols
but balancing
rule the
it.
world. Throughout Morals and Dogma, Pike drills one idea into your mind. Symbols rule everything. He writes about the compass and the square, the blazing star, the all-seeing eye, the double-headed eagle. To the public, they're decorations. To the initiate, they're transmitters, coded wisdom from lost civilizations. Masonry is a search for light that leads us ever on through ever-darkening ways until we reach the light. In other words, if you don't understand symbols, you're playing checkers in a chess match. Esoteric power equals hidden power. Let's apply some 48 society logic here. Pike weaponized obscurity. He understood that when information is buried in complexity, most people give up. But those who don't, those who grind through the mystery, they become elite, not by birth, but by initiation. That's Law 4. Always say less than necessary. Pike didn't tell you the truth, he encoded it. And that act alone filters out the weak-minded. He turned knowledge into a form of gatekeeping. Knowledge equals control. Another recurring theme in Morals and Dogma is that those who understand reality shape it. He says the masses are ruled by emotion, superstition, and spectacle. But the wise, they manipulate those tools to rule the world. Sound familiar? Think politicians, CEOs, social engineers, secret societies. They don't just sell products, they sell narratives. And Pike was one of the first to openly admit it in a spiritual framework. He wasn't just building a brotherhood, he was building a mindset that outlives empires. The great work. Pike constantly references the great work. In alchemy, that means turning lead into gold. But spiritually, it means turning ignorance into awareness. Your mind is the material. Your will is the flame. And the result is transformation. He saw Masonry as a path not to God, but to godhood. Becoming a creator of your own reality, a master of life's laws, a manipulator of the unseen. Now tell me that's not pure Law 1. Never outshine the master, unless you become one. The danger of half-knowledge. Here's where things get dark. Pike warns readers, if you don't fully understand these teachings, you'll twist them, corrupt them, use them for vanity and destruction, which is exactly what some groups have done. Some say Pike's work inspired Illuminati offshoots. Others believe it's the source code.
Was Pike enlightened or elite? So was Morals and Dogma a guide to higher self-mastery? Or a manual for secret rulers? The answer is probably both. To the awakened, it's a lantern. To the power-hungry, it's a weapon. To the masses, it's a locked box they'll never open. And Pike made sure it would stay that way, by wrapping light in darkness and daring you to find it. Lessons for the 48 Society. Let's break down what the 48 Society can take from this book. Symbols run deeper than words. Learn their language. The truth is rarely given, it's earned. Hide your real beliefs in plain sight. Don't be afraid of darkness. Understand it. Master it. The masses follow appearances. The few manipulate essence. Never give full knowledge to those not ready. Final thoughts. Albert Pike didn't write Morals and Dogma to be understood. He wrote it to be decoded. It's a trap for the lazy, a riddle for the worthy, a blueprint for those who know power comes from silence, symbols, and shadow. That's not just philosophy. That's strategy. That's control. That's the great work. Closing line. So ask yourself, are you the profane, or are you the initiate? Because Morals and Dogma doesn't reveal itself to those who read it. It reveals itself to those who are ready for it. And that is the real secret.